I'm stood in a First World War shell hole in nameless wood on the Somme battlefield. Even after 100 years, it's clear to see that this place received the full wrath of heavy and powerful artillery. Hi, I'm Richard Porter. Welcome to one of my battlefield guides for touring the Western Front. Every year, around 500 tonnes of live artillery shells, mortar bombs and grenades are found on the Western Front battlefields. The live munitions that are ploughed up year after year are known as the Iron Harvest. During the First World War, the British artillery fired around 170 million artillery shells. The French fired around 200 million and the Germans a staggering 275 million. It's not just live artillery shells you find in these fields. The soil is ingrained with rusty twisted rifles, broken bayonets, shrapnel balls, shell splinters, the buttons off soldiers' uniforms, and of course, human remains. Behind me is Guillemont Road Cemetery. It's a sad reminder to the bitter fighting that took place on this battlefield. It's common to see battlefield visitors walking in these fields looking for souvenirs from the war. There are a few unwritten rules for this, and one of those would be to only walk in a ploughed field like this, certainly not to walk on a farmer's crops. The other would be, if you come across live ammunition, do not touch it. I'm at Chavas Farm on the Somme battlefield. Guests that have stayed at this self-catering gîte have been out into local fields and found these various artefacts, and they've left them here for other guests to appreciate. This is a British Army bayonet, and we can clearly see how it's rusted away and how the wooden handle has just disintegrated in the ground, and potentially at some point as well in battle where the length of the bayonet is actually snapped away. Putting it next to a very good example, you can see how it's broken off. This is a British Enfield Rifle that was found in a field near Guillemont. As you can see, it's now a rusty twisted rifle, a relic from 100 years ago, but you can still make out the trigger, the bolt, the magazine area, obviously the barrel, the sighting system and the foresight on the end. This is the Gewehr 98. It's the standard German infantry rifle for the First World War, and this was also found in the fields around Guillemont. We can easily identify it as a German rifle because of the sighting system here. It has this type of slope effect. I'm often asked the question, how can I tell if this is a German cartridge I found or a British cartridge? Well, just by simply looking at the back, the German cartridge has a recess. If we look at this cartridge as well, we can also tell that it's been fired. Where you can see the little indent at the back, that's where the firing pin has hit the percussion cap. This is a British cartridge. We can tell it's the British cartridge because it has a rim at this back end. We can also see this is a full cartridge because the percussion cap hasn't been struck, and we can also see the bullet is still there. Here are some photographs of some of the live munitions and artifacts I've discovered over the years. Thanks for watching my Somme battlefield guide for the Iron Harvest, and please look out on YouTube for other videos that I post. Just as a little extra, I put an outtake at the end. Thank you, bye bye. I'm stood in the First World War trench. No I'm not, I'm stood in the shell.